to ancientherbalcare.com for all your skincare needs. That's ancientherbalcare.com. Link is at the top line of the description. And this news just in. We all know about R. Kelly's case, how he's been going through his trial. And, this is one of another trial he has to go through. And the jury has the verdict. And that's right, the jury has the verdict. And before I get to the verdict, and we're going to find R. Kelly's fate out together, I need everybody to go ahead and smash that like button real quick. Take the time to do it. Share this video. And make sure you guys subscribe. This just came out literally like 4 minutes ago. All right, now the 6-week trial in Brooklyn, New York, included testimony, footage, doctors, everything to the wazoo, right? Well, R. Kelly, right, sat motionless in the courtroom after he was found guilty. After he was found guilty on all 9 counts of racketeering and trafficking charges against him. Now, his facial expression, they're saying, was hidden by a mask. And the jury pretty much went through 14 different acts of racketeering. The prosecution only had to prove about, 2 of them. But he was found guilty. This just moments ago. Now, we had different experts and stuff on the show that talked about, the likelihood of what could happen to R. Kelly. And, it seems like she was right on today. R. Kelly being found guilty. This is just in. Juries reach a verdict in the R. Kelly case. Wow. Now, you're probably asking, what the 54-year-old R. Kelly, what type of time he's facing. I'll get to that in a minute. Now, let's just get to some of the charges right now. Kelly has been charged with 1 count of racketeering and 8 counts of violating the Mann Act, which pretty much prohibits people from transporting people across state lines for prostitution. Now, prosecutors said that R. Kelly took advantage of his fame and charisma to recruit victims, including picking some victims from the crowd at concerts, meeting people at different restaurants, and certain things like that. Now, some witnesses pretty much, even came out and said that, R. Kelly pretty much bribed them with music and said, look, man, woman, man, whatever, if you get with me, I can get you on. I'm doing songs with Jay-Z, all the biggest artists in the game. I could get you on. He got a lot of people like that. And yeah, so all charges, he's been found guilty. All charges, R. Kelly has been found guilty. So we can kind of put this thing to rest. There ain't going to be no Bill Cosby outcomes or nothing like that. This is it for R. Kelly. So let's deal with this part before we get to how much time he's facing right now. Several witnesses also testified that Kelly instilled fear in his victims if they did not fulfill his every need. So they're pretty much saying this dude was running some type of a mill where he was recruiting people, taking them across state lines, using fear and intimidation, using coercion, I should say, to bring people in, and using his fame and his money, as a carrot to dangle in front of these young victims in order for them to be at his every beck and call. Now, I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. The people around R. Kelly also need to be held accountable. The people that turned the blind eye to this, the people that seen this, the people that, knew that he was famous and had money, they should be held accountable as well, because they seen it and they turned a blind eye for simply the same reason that he was able to get his victims, and that was, using this power and fame and the fact that he's R. Kelly, so I can't say anything or I might lose my job, I might lose my money. Shame on the people. Shame on the people that were around R. Kelly and said nothing. Now, R. Kelly did decline to testify in his own defense, which maybe it could have helped, maybe it didn't, who knows. But yeah. Now, during cross-examination, right, R. Kelly's lawyer, I heard went pretty hard in cross-examination, meaning that his defense lawyers were examining all the people, that had claims against R. Kelly, but it pretty much fell on deaf ears. The jury, pretty much decided to convict him on all charges. The evidence was so overwhelming in this particular case. Now, the sentencing part the sentencing part, which I think right now everybody's talking about and going to want to know about. R. Kelly is facing, up to life in prison. I'm thinking he'll probably end up getting like 25 in this particular situation, to be honest. I think he'll probably get somewhere around 25, maybe 30 years in this case. Now, I think he's facing, I don't want to misquote it, anywhere from 40 to life, with all, especially being convicted on all these different counts. I don't think him being 54 years old, he will ever get out of prison again. Now, sentencing is not going to be right away. As you know, you're convicted, you get a little bit of time, and then you're brought back in court for sentencing. So the verdict is in. The verdict is in. Singer R. Kelly, 54 years old, guilty on all counts of trafficking and racketeering. It's over for R. Kelly. Now, to the naysayers out there, I know you guys are going to say what you're going to say. You're going to say he was railroaded, he was this and that. To me, evidence doesn't lie. They were able to bring enough evidence in this particular case to actually bring upon a conviction. So that kind of is what it is in my book. I can't really, I was waiting for this day to give my opinion on the whole situation. And the fact of the matter is, man, I know some people some real notable people from Chicago that's been around, OGs, and everybody kind of knew. They knew, or they had some type of inclination, or they even heard. Knowing about something and hearing is two different things. Hearing about something, people told stories. We had people on the platform and all of that. And I'm interested, though, in looking at the phase where they talk about the sentencing phase. You hear attorneys often say that sometimes judges, because the judge is going to actually bring upon the sentence, right? Judges are sympathetic in people that were previously, the M word themselves, obviously, like messed around with when they were kids. So I'm curious to see if the judge is going to have any sympathy with him in that regard and maybe lighten his sentence. But I really definitely doubt it in this particular situation. But, man, I'm going to digress on this one, man. R. Kelly found guilty on all charges of racketeering and, messing with children and all of that. And all we could do right now is just, see. Now, I'm going to leave a question. I'm going to pose a question. I want you guys to go check the community tab. That's why you got to subscribe. You got to subscribe, because I'm going to put a poll up and ask people, do you think, is R. Kelly's music done now that he's convicted? Are we still listening to R. Kelly? Is his music done? I want, you guys to leave that. I'll put a poll up. You can type in or click yes or no a little bit later on. But it's your brother, Old God, man. If you guys enjoyed this, what I did today, man, make sure you guys don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. And make sure that you guys subscribe to Hip Hop News Uncensored for more exclusives just like this. R. Kelly found guilty. We will be back to report on the sentences of R. Kelly when that does happen. It's your brother, Old God, man. Over and out. Peace.